How's it going, guys? It's the final render here, and in this video we are going to be going back in time and reacting to some of my older videos to see what I can learn from some of my older content, and also just to see how far things have come. It'll probably give you guys an opportunity to kind of understand why I did certain videos and things as well, and I think it's going to be good fun. So, why don't we start with the very first video on the channel, which was the CSGO weapon guide for the AK-47. Let's go.
Hello and welcome to the first episode of Counter-Strike.
Oh man, that sounds awful.
Today, we
that really does. That's terrible microphone quality right there. Like, the original plan for the channel was to go ahead and every time there was a brand new game, I would do like a really in-depth weapon guide for the weapons in the game. So like when Battlefield 1 was gonna come out, I would do a weapon guide which had like high quality animations and 3D models and stuff like that, and try to make videos which kind of had, you know, a production quality, so to speak. But I stopped doing it after a while because, I don't know, I guess I just found joy doing other stuff. But there was a lot of good stuff I did with these CSGO videos, I think. Because like, the animations are cool, it's got some history of the weapons and the firearms and stuff like that. And all the 3D animations and stuff are good. These 3D animations would take days to render. I'm not kidding. Like, that's also why the channel is called Final Render, because there was originally going to be lots of 3D animation and stuff in there. Oh man, this is good. That's a terrible shot to first show the AK, isn't it? In the shadows. That's a really, really bad way to open the shot. But anyways, it's a pretty cool video, I think, and I did do quite a few of them. And the microphone is awful. Like, I originally used this as my microphone. I went ahead and used the PlayStation 3 eye camera as my original microphone. God, he sounds boring, doesn't he? He really does. Like, with these videos, I actually wrote a script, and I actually stopped doing scripted content, so to speak, because it just sounded deadpan. You know, maybe that's with me, with my presenting, but it came off as very, very deadpan. Whereas now, you know, I'm enthusiastic and I project my voice and I have a lot of fun with it. But, man, times have changed. But I'm still proud of these videos. There is some interesting ideas with this little series. So here we can actually see the same kind of concept, except the first game I was going to do outside of CSGO was Fallout 4. Fallout 4 was pretty new at the time, if I remember correctly. And, yeah, this is actually some nicely decent shots and stuff like that. Oh, dog meat running onto that vault thing. That always annoyed me. That dog meat was glitching right there. But I wasn't going to go back and reshoot it again. So yeah, exactly the same concept. I was able to extract the 3D models out of Fallout 4 and bring them into 3D modeling software. A Blender I used, actually. See, look at this. I'm talking about the weapon stats and stuff by showing it on the Pip-Boy screen. That's a cool concept, I think. But the main reason why I kind of stopped doing the weapon guide stuff, maybe I'll do it again at some point for a giggle, but it was just so much effort. It would literally take days to render out these 3D models and stuff, and it just took far too long, really. But it did get me my start, and there is some decent content in these. I really do enjoy them. Oh, here's an interesting thing, people. The very first episode of Building with Mods. Man. This was a long time ago, and the picture quality is awful. I don't actually have all of the original files, I'm afraid. I lost them when the hard drive broke. Man, the frame rate is bad and stuff, isn't it? It took a very long time before I was able to upgrade the graphics cards and stuff like that. I believe I was originally playing Fallout 4 on a 750? GTX 750, I want to say. Oh man, she's got her old hair and stuff. She's got the short hair. I do like short hair on women. And also the thing is that this settlement is pretty much pre-done. You know, I was showing the building done before actually showing how I made it. And going ahead and fixing Castle the old-fashioned way. You know, there were no mods to fix that at the time. And it actually worked. Also, there was no place everywhere and stuff like that back then as well. There was place in red. And that was very difficult. Just doing this, using place in red, was really, really tough indeed. But at the start of the video I said, oh, I've got quite a lot of mods installed. I had like 9. You know, that's nothing. Oh, look, I'm trying to use the walls and alternate settlements to snap the different textures so it matches. Nah, that's cute. That's really cute. Hey, we got the Croup Matter video. This is actually my highest viewed video on the channel. And I have no idea why. You know, like, often with the Fallout 4 content, it was just like, oh, I haven't done a Fallout video in a week, I'd better put one together, you know, I better do a Fallout video. I think that's also one of the reasons why I started to get very bored of it, because it kind of felt more like work, rather than me actually wanting to do the video content. But in this case, you know, it was so bizarre, because it was just one I did very, very quickly, with not much effort, if I'm completely honest. But it's the highest rated video on the channel. I have no idea why. It just kind of goes to show that you could put so much effort into a YouTube video, and it might be your best video ever, but sometimes it doesn't necessarily make it the highest viewed video or even the highest rated video. But ultimately it just comes down to how it works with YouTube's algorithm a lot of the time, and whether if it gets, you know, shouted out and stuff like that. So it's a very hard way to do it. This is actually, it's not too bad now I'm looking at it. You know, there are some cool design ideas in this video. And also Fallout 4 Binable Mods actually had kind of grown a little bit. You know, I'd kind of really gotten into the skin of how to actually make it. Making Fallout 4 Binable Mods, I really got into a pattern of knowing exactly how to make it, so I got much faster at making it. And also I now had all the graphics showing the mod names and stuff like that, so yeah, this was probably the quintessential of building with mods. It didn't really change too much after the first 3 months or so. After that, it kind of got into a pattern, you know, a kind of routine, and that's just how it worked. Ah, Rust! This was cool. Like that little title at the top left, that's a 3D animation and stuff that I made as well. And Rust was an interesting game that I really enjoyed for a short while, but I realised you couldn't really do long-term series on Rust. Because since the servers would reset every 30 days or something, then you would lose any progress after 30 days. So if you made a video a week on Rust, you'd only get 4 episodes out of it, and then you'd have to start the series again. You know what I mean? But no webcam or anything like that, so it's just me relying on my very boring monotone voice. One of the reasons why I started using a webcam was because when there's a webcam on you, you instantly become a lot more charismatic, a lot more louder, because you're suddenly aware that you are constantly being watched. But, yeah, I sound very bored. I sound better than the scripted content, but very, very bored indeed. And again, you know, the graphics are bad as well, because I still had a really bad graphics card at the time. Oh, Megaton with Fallout 4. This was an interesting thing. I liked this idea I had with the Fallout 4 stuff, where when I would do the introductions, I would thank everyone and stuff. I need to do that more often, because I really am thankful for you guys. But I would shoot it as if the main character was part of a camera scene, so to speak, as if they were being interviewed or something. Cool idea. But yeah, me building Megaton on Spectacle Island, this took so long. It took like maybe a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks of building Megaton in the settlement mode. There it is, kind of half done and stuff. Like, this Megaton video actually got a huge number of subscribers in. I remember I uploaded it just before working away. I went away for 5 days to go do some filming work, and during that time I was away, I would be checking my phone and stuff, and it would be like, I've gained 700 subscribers today. Next day, 800. Day after that, 1,200. You know, I probably gained like 8,000 subscribers in about 5 days because of this video. I believe it was featured by Tyrannicon. I want to say Tyrannicon. So he did a best downloadable building mods video out of 5, and I got slot number 5 for the Rivet City video, and I got number 1 for Megaton. So I gained like, I think there was a few other people who also, you know, kind of featured this as well. And I got like 8,000 subscribers in about 5 days. And man, I wish that happened more often. But yeah, it was a cool video, very cool video, because it was still very early in the Fallout 4 modding days, so there would be new building mods every week. So it was a really exciting time. But not so much anymore, you know, everything changed when everything kind of became buildable, so to speak. Ah, the very first video of Subnautica. Man, this says, this looks bad. Graphics-wise, this looks bad. Subnautica's always been a laggy game, so trying to do it on a 750 was really, really tough. I had to do a lot of editing tricks and stuff to cut out a lot of the bad frame rates and stuff like that. Yeah, Subnautica's come such a long way. It's really amazing to see how Subnautica has changed. One of the reasons why I always loved doing Subnautica videos, and still do, is because it gets updated so much. The game's like 2 years old, but in the last year or so, there's been such huge updates and so much progress with Subnautica. It's really turning out to be something truly special in terms of like the indie game scene, so to speak.
Swimming around it.
Swimming around it. Trying really hard to try to be enthusiastic and always talk. But, you know, as I said, until the webcam appeared, I still sounded very bored indeed. Very bored. Probably the biggest bit of advice I would say to anyone who is trying to make videos: be enthusiastic, project your voice, and always try to talk to people, you know, because there's nothing worse than someone going, so yeah, I'm gonna, no, not that. I'm gonna, yeah, there's nothing worse than that in a video. Oh man, DayZ. I only did one video on DayZ, but I remember when I got DayZ, I thought this would be perfect for making videos. And I was going to do a huge series on DayZ. It was going to be fantastic. Again, I was going to like get the map and stuff like that and show where I'm moving, kind of like Indiana Jones style. I was going to like get the 3D model of the map so I can get interesting free camera shots and stuff. But after I did this video, I kind of stopped playing DayZ simply because I got pretty bored of it, I'm completely honest, because the whole thing with DayZ is that you get all the gear and you try to survive in the zombie apocalypse, but what it really came down to was you try as hard as you can to get a decent gun, and then that's about it. You know, once you've got a decent gun, the only thing left to do is kill everyone, because, you know, you die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain. That actually works. But this one video of DayZ was pretty awesome, actually, because I was actually talking to people. Like, here, I'm picking up a backpack, and I'm trying to find a dude, one specific dude I met 2 minutes ago, to try to give him a backpack. And everyone in this little area of the town was really friendly. That's how DayZ should have been. It should have been that people actually trying to work together, but ultimately it just came down to shooting on sight, and it's really ruined the game. I might actually play some DayZ again, see how much it's changed. You know, this video came out just as the 0.6 update came out, and it's probably changed quite a lot since then. I don't know if I'll do a video on it, but I'm curious to see how it goes. Yeah, the idea of this DayZ series, I loved the idea that I would become a lone wolf in it, and I would try to almost pretend like I'm a real person. You know, I actually was going to use the binoculars and stuff like that to make it look like I was actually in the environment and playing like a real life person. And yeah, I do think I'll play some DayZ again, see if it's worth making video content on it, because I love the concept of it. Oh, here we go. This is where I see the other player. It's brilliant. I'm like, there's a player there. Can you see him? Can you see him? I've got to shoot him in the head. But with the picture quality, you literally could not see the dude at all. I could see him. There we go. We get a headshot right there. His head was just poking out of the bushes. But you actually, the viewer, couldn't see him at all. It was, and you know, I had the tense music building up as I was about to take the shot. It was a really exciting moment, but you just couldn't see the dude. Ah, me playing Fallout Shelter. This was interesting. This was just after I had done my very first face reveal, and I thought, I'm going to do the webcam stuff to try to sound more enthusiastic. And it's better, my enthusiastic stuff with the camera, but it still took a while before I started to get a lot more fast-paced with the way I speak and a lot more charismatic and stuff. And also, this shot is terrible. I've got like spot marks all over my face, and I've just got a plain, boring wall. Yeah, that is a terrible webcam shot. My hair's awful as well. Hair looks absolutely terrible. And the microphone is blocking half of my face. God darn it. God darn it. I didn't even know how to play Fallout Shelter as well. This is the very first time I played it. So people who really enjoyed the game were like, dude, you're messing up so bad. This is really bad to watch. And it is a pretty bad video in hindsight. So many times I made videos and thought, this video is awesome. This is my best video yet. And then I watch them now. And it's like, this is a really boring video. I'm finding it boring. How else are other people gonna see it? I kind of work on the rule of thumb is that if I'm bored watching it, then the audience was probably bored 5 minutes ago, you know. But webcam isn't even in focus. It's goddamn awful. And now we're back to the first CSGO video. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video. It's been interesting for me to go back and look at some of the older content and see how much has changed and stuff. And I know maybe some of you guys didn't even know I'd done some of this content. So it would be a good idea for you guys to check that out if you're curious. But obviously picture quality and stuff is far worse than it is now. It's not even good now, that's the thing. But it's much better than what it was, that's for sure. That was a terrible spray down. But yeah guys, so thanks very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to check out some of the cool Patreon people below who help support the channel with their financial donations. Support the channel in the best way you can. And with a voice crack, I will say goodbye to you guys. Thank you very much for watching. I've been the final render, and you have been the audience. Until next time, farewell. which is being controlled by the host Quaylag, which has got some really sharp nails, but some absolutely fantastic tatas. There are lots of mods for this game which actually make it so nipples are available and stuff like that. But hey, we're not going to bother with that. Oh, she's happy to see us.